Chicken grease in my soul. That's how I roll. KFC, baby. It's my favorite. Oh, give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. I think, give me that bucket. My finger licking chicken. From Kentucky to the bayou. The flavor's so right. That secret recipe keeps me up all night. Gotta have that punch, that wonderful spice. KFC, baby, it's a chicken paradise. Fried and crispy, can't resist me. KFC, a southern mystery, crunchy chicken, finger licking. Come and get it, that clock is ticking. Fried and crispy, don't you miss me. KFC, you're making history, let's get lost. Oh, keep the cost low. KFC is the gravy gobble. Give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. Give me that bucket. Oh, give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. Give me that bucket. Oh, give me that bucket.
And we are live. There it is. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I will be your entertainment for the evening. Why am I saying it like that? I don't know. Nobody asked me that question. I asked me that question. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a good day, a chill day this Thursday. Obviously, no epic verse. Everyone got cooties except me because girls, gross. You know what I'm saying? I ain't catching cooties. Girls, gross. No, thank you.
Why are you gay?
So I hope you guys are doing well. First and foremost, let's honor our first in chat today. Our boy, you know him, you love him, you've heard him. Soundwave Superior. Says 199. Hey, Soundwave Superior, your soul's glowing.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
Shout out. Appreciate you. Good to see you. We got Naruto the 7th. We got Milkman, Darth Bane, Turd Ferguson. Hello, Turd. Shout out for the thumbnail as well. That's Turd Ferguson's work. He makes good thumbnails. He could literally just make me, like he could just machine gun me like a million thumbnails and I would use every single one of them. They're really good thumbnails. I love that pixel art style. So, hello, Sissy. Good to see you. Hope you and Lil Man are doing good. We got Darth Bane says, guess Mike didn't catch the plague. I did not. Nor Jade's, nor none of it. What's up, Can Man? Shout out. That single guy cooking. Miki had a successful foot surgery. What? My feet are fine. I didn't do anything to my feet. Andrew Fraser Jr. says, yo, Mike, saw your tweet about the obsession gender wars debate. All I want to say is everyone in that movie got their call muffins.
Huh?
Call muffins?
Huh?
Is that like craft services? They got their muffins?
Huh?
I know what you meant because you corrected it later and said comeuppance. Yeah. Yeah, there really isn't a good person in that film. There is a victim. Nikki is absolutely 100% the victim in that story. Okay? But what I kind of like about what I really like about Obsession, and I'm not going to spoil anything, don't worry, if you haven't seen it I won't spoil it for you, but what I really like in Obsession is that part of the reason everything kind of goes the way that it does is because of how fucked up that friends group is. And not like, they're not like, for people who haven't seen it, it's not like, when I say fucked up, I mean, not like, they're not like criminals or anything. It's just that friends group is horrible at communication. They're keeping secrets from each other and lying to each other, and it's just such a mess already. Like that, what happens is kind of, in the way it all kind of plays out, is kind of on the shoulders of just a group of friends not chatting with each other very well and not communicating with each other well. That being said, Bear is not the hero of that story. You may read that Bear is the hero of Obsession. He is not. The antagonist or the protagonist of a story is not always the heel. You could be the villain of a story and still be the protagonist if you are the main focal point of the story. I've said this before, but it's kind of like with Thanos. He's kind of the protagonist of Infinity War. He is kind of the protagonist of the story. He is the one that's driving the plot forward, that the story focuses on, and that causes everything to happen in the story. That's why we get so much time with him and so much character work with him. So it's kind of the same way. Bear is not the hero in that story. Okay. But there are no actual heroes in that story. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Yeah, the discourse around that film is awful. God awful. It's embarrassing at this point. Everybody's like, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Did you notice that the color grading in this scene, blah, 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 Munspeen? And it's like, stop. You don't even know what you're talking about. Some people do, but most people are not talking about this film like that. Most people are trying to feel like they're deep. And they're like, look, I'm kind of a film auteur too. It's like, I mean, sure. But like, also, you're looking way too deep into this. You know, it is what it is. But Obsession just cleared $300 million at the box office, so huge success. What's up, Mrs. Rough Knight? Good to see you. Love you. What's up, Mountain Mutt? We got Dreaming Tabitha, thank you for the raid. And then Conroy says, groovy. I need to get some Evil Dead or Army of Darkness sound alerts. Why don't I have more sound alerts from that? Why don't I need more sound alerts from that? Let's see here. What do we got? Army of Darkness.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
It takes too long to get started.
See this? This is my boomstick.
That also takes too long.
Groovy.
There it is.
Oh, groovy, baby.
That's not it.
Groovy.
There we go. All right. I'm going to save that one. I'm downloading sound alerts right now while I'm talking to you guys because I'm a professional.
Yeah.
That's
Groovy.
What was that? Okay, we're done with sound alerts now. All right, I got the groovy sound alert. We're done. We're done with sound alerts. We're not doing any more sound alerts. Hi, Wasp. Say great evening to all, lurking till I fall asleep. Well, thanks for hanging out with us until you get sleepy. Sleepy Wasp. Curled up.
No.
Little flower. Just like sitting on a little flower, curled up, falling asleep. Thank you for hanging out with us. Munpup says, I'm earlier than diarrhea diabetes. What? Diarrhea diabetes? Is that like...
Diabetes.
What is that? What's up, Golden Nuggets? Good to see you. We got Nagranol says, Meek. Shout out Nagranol. How you doing, buddy? We got Harbinger, remember for 13 months, says Soulframe brought to you by Meek of Cheeks. Brett O'Lofi. Cheeks is that's pretty wild. That's wild.
The clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Damn, boy, he's thick.
Thank you for the membership message. Appreciate you. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 5. Yo, Mike, saw your tweet about Obsession Gender Wars debate, and all I gotta say is everyone in that movie got their comeuppance. Yeah. And I love the ending of that film. I think the ending of that film is excellent. That is an excellent ending to like a thriller / horror film. Perfect. What's up, Tharghost? Turd Ferguson says, just finished my first run through of Star Fox on the SNES. Damn good game. Yeah, Star Fox is rad. Let me see here. We got Atomic Patriot in chat. Shout out. Good to see you. Historic Entertainment says, glad I got the notification. I was bored. I was watching Ryan open Pokemon cards. We're doing that now, huh? That's what we're doing? Is opening Pokemon cards? Pokemon cards? Pokemon cards? Magic cards? Is that what we're doing? I'm not into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I maybe could get into it, but probably not, honestly. Shocking Bear says, hi, Mike. How are you feeling today? Do anything fun? How's the family? Enjoying the weather? We like you, you know? Well, thank you, Shocking Bear. I'm doing good. I did not do anything fun today. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. I got to hang out with the ladies. Caro. Hold on. I almost said the wrong name for her channel. Let me make sure. We got Comics and then Caro. And then her channel is just Comics and on YouTube. Comics and everything on YouTube. Comics and capital A and D, everything on YouTube. So go sub to her. I went and hung out with them today. We talked a little bit of Dune. It's a good time. I had a good time. Always a good time to hang out with Caro. She's legit. She's awesome. So, and then after that, I just tried to nap and sleep throughout the day for most of it. Yep. And then before the stream, I was pooping. Which is why it took me so long to start the stream. Like, I wasn't pooping like while the stream was started. I was pooping before the stream. But I would have got started at like 9. But I was pooping. So. But we're good now. What's up, Bully Dog Conroy? How you doing? Real Grey Ghost, shout out, Historic Entertainment. Hutch Games says, give me that bucket. Real Grey Ghost says, Mike is abdicating his throne on Epicverse. No, I'm not abdicating. We're still out here doing our thing. Shaggy Rogers book reviews. Good to see you, buddy. Hail to the almighty Meek. Playing some KOTOR 1. Hey, shout out. This is kind of like a mini announcement, but it's not really an announcement. It's just kind of like a thing. I will be getting back to Meek Plays. Okay, Meek Plays are the consistent, like, playing through a game streams. We may probably get back to Mouse PI at some point. I just got bored with it. I'm gonna be honest. I just got bored playing it. Like, it's fine, but I just got bored with it. I still have to finish Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, but as far as, like, high Twitch, like, games that I have to pay attention to, I've been so tired that I just don't have the, like, mental fortitude to, like, really lock it in. I just, like, slow, and I could tell that I'm not keeping up with my, like my reflexes and stuff are not keeping up like I want them to. So, like, the last time I played that game, I got very frustrated. I was like, fucking hell, dude. But we're gonna get back to that. Devil May Cry is the next series. That's, like, there is no new, I'm not gonna start any other series of games. We're gonna start Devil May Cry. That's what we're going with. Okay? That's what you slipped in. And that explains the abrasion on your palm. Charles Devane says, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Says, Hail Meek. Yeah. The cream of the crop on Afrocast. Yeah. Also, this whole stream is a goddamn conspiracy. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta really pay attention. You gotta read between the lines if you want to understand what's happening in the world. You see, the guys out there that are controlling things, the guys out there that are writing the book, they don't want you to see what they're doing with their pens. They don't want you to see the scripts they're writing. Yeah. So if you want to combat them, you gotta open your eyes. Yeah, you gotta look around. You gotta see what's happening in the zeitgeist. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to things and understand why things are happening the way that they are. One of the best things you can remember, and yeah, take it from me, Macho Meek. You gotta take it from me. One thing you can always count on, is that the government does not have your back. They do not have your best interest at heart. The government is full of assholes. A huge bag of assholes, yeah. Shout out Charles Devane. Miss Rough Knight says, how dare you assume Rough Knight has cooties? Come on. Loving husband, affectionate, kind. There's no way he didn't catch cooties. Let's be real here. Man, I'm so fucking behind on chat. I'm sorry. Mountain Mutt for 6 months says, a Miki stream. What a pleasant disappointment or surprise. Oh.
Move this man!
Nikki's life was ruined. Yes, Nikki's life was fucking ruined. Yep. Epic Mike's alive since Lee's review. What's up? Tried watching the Geeks and Gamers Among Us stream yesterday and was disappointed he wasn't there. I know. Yesterday, I had to get up at like, so last night, yesterday, I went to bed at 6 a.m. Had to get up at I had to get up at 8 a.m. to get ready to leave my house by 8:30. And then I had to drive an hour. And then I had to be at the hospital from 9:45. We did not leave the hospital until, what is that? 3 o'clock? And I didn't get home till 4. I was fucking exhausted. There was no way I was doing a stream. I was way too tired. So, but we're back to it. Yeah, everyone from patients to my coworkers at the pharmacy are getting sick. What's going on? I don't know what's going around, but there's definitely something going around. I'm so behind on chat. So I'm scrolling down. I'm just going to start reading chats, super chats, and then I'll get to the bottom. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 5 says, I feel like Nikki and Bear just needed an honest conversation because I understand that she's a victim, but goddamn girl, you could have done more. The problem is Nikki in the beginning, they kind of allude to the fact that she was kind of leading him on a little bit and not being honest with him. So some of that happens there, and Bear making the wish that he does, that's not the problem. The problem isn't when Bear makes the wish. The problem is later in the story with what happens with that. Because there's a moment where Bear has to make a decision, and he makes a decision, and it's pretty fucked up. That's why Bear's not the hero. Switzerland won over Bosnia today, 4-1. Hey, shout out. Shout out to the Swiss. Hey, isn't it, bruvna? That's Swiss. I'm a Swiss man now. Shout out to the Swiss. That's what the Swiss talk like. I know you guys don't understand that, but that's what the Swiss actually sound like. Okay, I'm kind of an expert in foreign languages, foreign countries. I am certainly not America first, America number one kind of guy. So, Random Acts of Animation says, I've been editing the same video for almost a week. My brain hurts. Cheers. I understand. I don't do difficult edits. I just do stream of consciousness videos. And even that takes me about an hour to do. And I hate editing. I fucking hate it. I despise editing. Everything in me. Hate it. Which is why I haven't posted a video in forever. JJ from New York says, I've been a while since I caught one of these. Meek, you've seen the latest Spidey trailer. What did you think? Anyways, howdy y'all. I do not know what to think about the new Spider-Man trailer. I want to be excited for this Spider-Man, but boy, oh boy, it feels like something's off. Maybe that's just me, but it feels like something's off with this Spider-Man. Because already, just the trailers feel really, really packed and really, really messy to me. Like, it doesn't feel like there's like a really specific, like with Homecoming, it's about him being a teenage boy and then going to Homecoming and fighting the Vulture. Okay, cool. You got No Way Home, or not No Way Home, Far From Home. He goes foreign. Or goes to like a foreign country. He's trying to fight Mysterio and solve whatever is happening in whatever city he's in. Okay, gotcha. No Way Home. I want to make a spell to make everybody forget I'm Spider-Man. He goes awry. 2 other Spider-Men come to my universe because it cracks open like the multiverse. Okay. A little messy, but still. This one, I am undergoing some kind of evolution. I have organic webbing now. Punisher's there. The Hulk is there. I'm trying to talk to the Hulk. Sadie Sink is there as Jean Grey, apparently. The Hand also arrives. Fights the Hand. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the plot? I don't know. I don't know what the plot is. So, Real Grey goes for 10. Says Mike as oh wow. Mike is a homosexual nerd influencer with 2 prosthetic. Oh, wait, this ain't D-Day Cobra stream. Run away! Damn, and he ran, bro. Somebody catch him and bring him back. Mike is pooping while on stream. I was after. That's gonna itch when it dries. No. I use wet wipes, bro. My butt is very clean. No. My butt is very clean. Okay. When you gotta go, you gotta go. See, Miss Brenda knows what's up. What's up, son of Sanguinius? Sanguinius? Holy crap, I'm late. Hey, hello, you're not late. Takes forever. Miki and Kata grunting. No, I don't want to do that. What's up, Decrepit? How you doing, buddy? Hell, I'm pooping for the moment, says Bully Dog Conroy. See, that's pretty base. Play Little Nightmares. I'll play that probably or like closer to Halloween. When I bring back Fright Mike. So, Angie Blanket. Hi, Angie. Angie. Thank you for the message earlier, by the way. That was very, very kind. It's very sweet. Angie sent me a very, very sweet, very kind message that absolutely made my day. So thank you very much for the love, Angie. Appreciate you. Mike needs IV bags of White Monster to have energy to play these games sometimes. You were mistering Wednesday Among Us stream. You let Beardo dominate the gallery. Beardo? How did Beardo dominate Among Us? Was he winning? Was he actually winning? Nagranol, yes. The chat has already told me to skip Devil May Cry 2. We're not going to play it. We're going to play 1, 3, 4, 5. That's how we're going to do it. So, John Ease for 5 says, yo, Mike, the algorithm suggested the G&G Clips video of Meek getting called gay for 30 minutes straight. Classic. Oh, yeah. Dig it. Yeah,
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
yeah, that was a little rough. That was a little rough. But we made it through. So shout out. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 5. I know it's not much, but happy Father's Day when it comes, bro. Genuinely happy I found your channel, man. Much love and respect. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you very much. Sorry, I'm making sure that my kids are not being crazy right now. I keep hearing stuff coming from the other room. So, seeing Curry Barker's career blossom on social media and movies is super inspiring, dude. Super happy for him. He has an unknown cootie status. See, he's a kind man. Yeah, Curry Barker doing well for himself. I love it, dude. His videos are really funny. I haven't watched his short, but I heard his short film that he did was really good. So I'm really happy for him, man. I'm really, really happy for him. SCD for 5 says, Leaky Meeky getting freaky with hot dude packs.
For what reason? What is the charge? Get your hand off my penis! Succulent Chinese meal.
He's lying to you, chat. Pay your taxes. Ain't shit free here. It's a free stream. But thank you for the 5. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 1 and I say something in Jamaican patois. Bombaclat. I actually cannot do a Jamaican accent. I don't know what it is. I cannot do a Jamaican accent. I can say Bombaclat. Welcome to Jamrock. I don't know why I cannot do a good Jamaican accent. It turns into something else. So I like the costume and that's it. So sound like, yeah, the costume looks legit. Although apparently he doesn't have a face shell. Somebody looked at it and he doesn't have a face shell. So it's just like the mask over his face directly. So you can see his like lips moving and stuff when he talks. I think Spider-Man should have a face shell personally. Or some versions of a face shell, like his ears should be covered, you know, things like that. But it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Homecoming was butt. I actually liked Homecoming. I don't love Homecoming. I like Homecoming. The moment where he picks like the rubble up, has to remind himself that he's Spider-Man and nobody's coming to save him. I think it's a very good moment. The moment in the car with Vulture, when they're sitting there and they're at the red light and then he realizes that Peter's Spider-Man and the light turns green. Fucking awesome shit. You go in there, you know, go take my daughter out and have a good time or have fun. Not too much fun. Now, what do you say? It's like, thank you. You're welcome. Like, yeah, that shit was great, actually. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 1 and 9 says, too much going on. Hashtag Tom has no good Spidey movie. I don't hate his Spider-Man. Well, that's not true. I really don't like Far From Home. I don't think there's much in Far From Home that I like at all. I enjoyed Homecoming. I think everybody pretty much agrees. I liked No Way Home because of Willem Dafoe, getting to see him again, and then Andrew and Toby coming back. That was what made those movies work. But also, it's specifically Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin actually doesn't get his flowers. Don't get me wrong, people praise him, but he doesn't get his flowers as, in my opinion, one of the best villains in all of superhero films. Maybe one of the best villains in cinema. Like top 20, at least. He is so fucking evil as the Goblin, and he's so good as the Goblin. When he shows up, because it's funny because like Peter's fought like the Vulture and stuff, and you see him use his super strength and stuff, but we forget that like he beat the shit out of Spider-Man. Tobey's Spider-Man, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong on this, chat, but I'm pretty sure Tobey's Spider-Man is the strongest Spider-Man we ever see on screen. He's definitely stronger than Andrew's Spider-Man, but I also think he's stronger than Tom's Spider-Man. Like his Spider-Man is physically the strongest Spider-Man we've seen on in live action, and Goblin beat the brakes off of him. Like beat his ass. So like when he shows up and he's throwing down with Tom's Spider-Man, you know, like they're fighting and throwing down and shit like that, and he like has him, he's just wailing on him, punch him in the face, and he's laughing at him. Like, and then fucking power bombs him through the floor. Power bombed his ass through like 3 stories. Yeah, he beat the brakes off of Tom's Spider-Man and was like, I don't think you know what a real villain is. I don't think you've actually encountered a real problem yet. Well, allow me to introduce myself. So I kind of dig that. I thought the plot was from the Man Spider episode. It's not Man Spider. It's somebody told me in the chat. The chat has told me about this. It's like something evolution or something. Basically, Peter undergoes like an evolution where he gets like a massive upgrade to his powers. And apparently there's some kind of like, I don't know if that's the same universe, the same story where he meets like some spider god that's chosen him as his avatar or some shit, but whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Oh shit. JJ from New York.
That's a huge bitch.
Just gifted 10
That's a huge bitch.
gifted
Diabetes.
memberships. Shout out. Thank you, JJ from New York for the 10 gifties.
That's a huge bitch.
Appreciate you, bro. Damn. You know what? Let's just read them off. Can Man, Hutch Games, Decrepit, Single Guy Cooking, Nagardnall, Random Acts of Animation, Dillagaff, Alec Baldwin's Finger, Tweet Tone, and B. Welker. Welcome to the Meek. Welcome. Thank you.
Here I come to save the day.
Appreciate you. Update emojis. I gotta add more. I do need to add more. I had a chicken bucket emoji and it won't work. I cannot get YouTube to submit it. I have to keep resizing it and it will not work. So I actually have to get the person that made it to remake it in a smaller size. It was weird. Michael killed it in that role? Yeah, Michael Keaton killed it in that role. And you are correct. A few scenes do not make a good movie. That is true. That is absolutely true. JJ from New York says, I like his series of Spider-Man movies so far. A lot of people do. A lot of people really like him. I would argue his movies might be a net positive over Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man films, but not over Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, in my opinion, in the suit as Spider-Man, the best. I think he is the best Spider-Man. His look, the way that he moves, let me see here. The opening of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is so good. It is, in my opinion, like one of the best moments in like Spider-Man cinema. This is the moment again, because it doesn't make the movie good, but the moment itself is pretty rad. Like this moment is fucking cool. I have to mute the sound. But like, the way it opens. Look at that shot, bro. Look at that fucking costume.
No.
That shit is Spider-Man. Quintessential Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Like, this shit is cool as fuck, bro. Look at that. Like, and even the sounds, like when you hear like the web go out, listen to this. He's the best. I don't need to say more about it. You just saw it. I don't need to say more about it. On screen, vibes, looks, movement, best Spider-Man. Best. Movies suck. But the Spider-Man, rad. Toby's the whole package though. Real Gregos for 5 says, chat, I just sold my GPU. Give me some good PS1/PS2 games I can buy. Good PS1, PS2 games. I mean, you should buy Final Fantasy VII if you haven't. Legend of Dragoon is a really good one. Taifu, Wrath of the Tiger is one that you should play. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the PS2. Def Jam Fight for New York. Those games are fucking cool as shit. Shadow of the Colossus, I believe that's PS2, right? Is Shadow of the Colossus PS2? There's a lot of really good PS2 games. I'm gonna get a list down, I'll tell you. Well, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I like Vice City more than San Andreas personally. Where is it? Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, yep, Shadow of the Colossus, the first God of War. Those are all really good ones. Depends on what kind of games you like. There's some really great Ape Escape for the PS1 is like still one of my favorite experiences as a gamer. I don't think it's one of the best games on the PS1, but it's one of my best experiences as a gamer. For PlayStation 1, Metal Gear Solid, just looking at the list. Final Fantasy 9 probably. I'm not a big fan of it, but I know a lot of people are. Spyro Year of the Dragon, fucking rad one too. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, all good games. Man, I haven't even started the game at all. I'm sorry. And Josiah's waiting on me. I gotta get started, guys. Yes, Spider-Man is a lot stronger than most think. Yes, he's very strong. Thank you. Evolve or Die. Yeah, Evolve or Die. That's the one I was thinking about. New Spider-Man combo holder has warped my mind. Yeah, the splooge, the splooge gun or the splooge cup. See if I can pull up a photo of that. The new Spider-Man popcorn bucket. They got out of control with this. It's bad. It's the Spidussy. Let me show you guys. This is not fake. This is 100% real. This is what it looks like. This is the... Now remember, he has organic webbing in this movie, so that's not for the web shooter. That's spider goop. Spider goop. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 10 says, rant incoming, first movie Tom's Spidey doesn't care about his community at all and wants to be an Avenger. That's true. And yes, he turned it down at the end, but it still doesn't erase the foolishness that happens. You are correct. That is a huge problem. The integration with the Avengers and with Iron Man and Spider-Boy Supreme or whatever it is doesn't work. Now, this is supposed to be more of a street-level Spider-Man story that Tom Holland says he fought for and really advocated for. So we'll see if that works, but yeah. There's a glitch with YouTube. Some people cannot see any of the emojis in the chat box to select them. Really? Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Tom's suit is garbage too. A lot of his suits suck. I only saw the first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie, didn't like it, and didn't watch the second one. The second one is not good either. But the second one has some really cool moments. It's better just to watch the moments from it. Also, alert, spoiler alert, they kill Gwen Stacy in that movie. Her death is fucking great. Her death is amazing. Like, legitimately, is a great moment in like comic book movies. Like, she's falling and the fucking clock, they're like a clock tower and he's fighting like Baby Goblin. That part's dumb. But the fucking clock hits the number that's the issue that Gwen Stacy dies, and she's falling and he dives to get her and then like shoots his web out, and the web, it like slows down and the web turns into like a little hand like reaching for her, and he grabs her, and at the last second she smacks her head on the fucking concrete. Just snaps. And dude, you could hear a fucking pin drop in the theater when that happened, because nobody expected. We all thought he was going to save her, because that's how these movies typically go. Nobody's had the balls to actually kill Gwen Stacy like that in the movies and stuff. So when her head snaps, you just hear thunk, like dude, I was like, yo, did they really? And she's fucking dead, bro. I was like, that shit's raw as hell. Like, there was so much that movie could have done to earn that moment better than it did, but the moment itself is executed extremely well. That moment, dude, it's crazy. Someone said Gwinius for 2 says, I think the Amazing Spider-Man movies are good. There, I said it. That's okay. That's okay. It is not a popular opinion. I have a problem with some of the stuff in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that I think makes it too messy. The stuff with the Sinister Six. I actually don't mind Electro. I don't mind Electro. I think they were trying to do something unique with that film too, and I respect the effort of like incorporating the music and the music telling part of the story and telling you like what's going on in like Max's head and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. I liked the dubsteppy sounds and stuff for like the electricity with Electro. There was some cool stuff there. It's not perfect. It's kind of a sloppy movie in a lot of ways, but there are some really cool moments in the film. So I get it. And I like the first one as an origin story for the most part. I don't like that they got way too deep into like, what is my dad and who is he and all this other stuff. I think they should have made a more cut and dry story with just Kurt Connors and the lizard and him being friends with Kurt. So Andrew Fraser Jr. for 5 says Uncle Ben's death in Tom's universe was for nothing. Doesn't get the speech. That's true. Till the end of the first trilogy. What are we talking about, people? He sucks. That is also fair. That the Uncle Ben death does not feel earned in the same way. I like Charlie Sheen as Uncle Ben. I think that he could have been a really good Uncle Ben, but we don't get enough time with him and he doesn't have the same impact. You got to give him the great power comes great responsibility speech, and he doesn't do that. So I feel you. Let's see here. Meek's almost as bad as Ben, keeping Josiah waiting so long. I know I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. This is just water. I don't drink alcohol, so. They got rid of our big booty queen, Bryce Dallas Howard. Oh my goodness. She's a real problem. She's a real problem. They seriously gave him organic weapon because everyone loves Toby. Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. Yeah, that's definitely a huge part of it. Jamie Foxx is miscast. That's fair. I don't think that's a bad take. I really don't think that's a bad take. Xanaximus. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Let me get Soulframe started. Xanaximus for 30 says, if you like RPGs, get the digital Devil Saga games for PS2. They're great quality, though the prices might be high as they've never been re-released. Interesting. Okay, thank you for the recommendation. Digital Devil Saga. Shout out to Xanaximus. Appreciate you, bro. All right, I'm getting the game started. All right. Popping bottles? Yeah. Ever since I could remember, I've been popping my collar, popping my collar, popping my collar. Ever since I could remember, I've been working these hoes. All right, let me pull this up and talk to Josiah. He's been very patiently waiting on me. Patiently waiting on the track to explode on. All right, let me make sure. He might not even be there anymore. He might have just been like, he's never showing up. This guy's never coming to hang out with me. I'm calling him. I'm ringing him. Could Brand New Day transformation actually be based on the other storyline? I think that that's what it is. Turd has been a big, he's brought it up a lot, that he thinks that that's what it is. I think you're correct as well. Oh, Wasp, have a good night. Get some rest. Appreciate you. I think Turd is correct, that it's going to adapt that storyline. So. He didn't answer. So I'm just going to leave this call up. Chat. I'm just going to leave the call up and see what happens. Because he was waiting faithfully for a long time. I talk too much. Lord Bolton says, one of the best scenes in the MCU is Peter fighting Goblin in the apartment and he's pounding on him and Goblin looks up and smiles. Yes, dude. Peter realizes he's pure evil, something he's never encountered. Yeah. We were just talking about that. Yeah. Are people trying to summon Metal Slave? I don't know why. She's probably sleeping, bro. Listen, Metal Slave is a sleepy lady. All right? Let's just let her get her rest. Let's just let her get her rest. Okay? Spider-Man 2 is awesome. Like, Spider-Man 2 is great. I love Spider-Man 2. War Wizard for 5 says they messed up Gwen Stacy's death. They made it out to be his failure, not his fault. In the comics, yes, the sudden stop of her momentum snaps her neck. Yes, I get that. I think the idea was like the audience might not fully understand what happened there or something. You know how these fucking movie people are. Metal Slave was giving Jeremy Prime C notes. Oh, she probably tired herself out. With all that hype, went to bed. She was like, oh, I'm so sleepy. Justice for Metal Slave? She's fine! She's taking naps! The scene from the prior trailer with Peter and the web cocoon is straight from the other storyline? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I think Turd's probably onto something. But you know what? It's the MCU. So the other problem is they'll probably adapt it really badly. They'll probably set it up really poorly. Let's try this one. Let's go here. They'll probably adapt it really, really poorly because that's the other problem that they keep having with these storylines is that they, instead of going like, okay, cool, here's a good storyline, let's adapt it as close as possible, they just do whatever the fuck they want. They're like, who gives a shit? Like, let's just do whatever we want with it. And that becomes a problem, so. Spider-Man 2 is the most iconic. I'll agree with you there. Yeah, Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is one of the best comic book movies of all time. Like, full stop. There's nothing else like it in the world. Or in the... Meek, let Metal Slave free. I don't have her. Metal Slave is essentially mostly her own person. I don't know why you guys think I have her kidnapped somewhere. It's not like I have her, like, locked in a basement somewhere or in a cage somewhere. Okay? And then, you guys gotta be careful because you'll summon her, and then she'll say some stuff about me making her suck on my toes, and I never did that. I didn't do that. Probably won't leave it behind a dead Peter husk like in the comic. Yeah, they won't do that. Yeah, I know. I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were explaining to me that Evolve or Die storyline and how dog shit it is. So yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up that it's gonna be any good. So, hates the shit with Mary Jane in that story. I don't know what happens with her either. It sounds like, did you feed Metal Slave my parents?
Huh? 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 Huh?
Ooh, nobody gives a shit.
I can't answer that question. Country's going through a really hard time right now, Nagger. No, okay? Hey, Roto Commish, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. Shout out to my Kick peeps, bro. Listen, Kick's kind of been on like a little bit of a comeback journey. I've actually been kind of impressed. Like, Kick's kind of been... It's kind of been on the up and up. It's kind of been like, yo, we're on our way. So she has Meek's foot in a jar and has to suck on his toe. That's wild. He didn't say no. Not hearing a no. Why are you guys so obsessed with his parents? Why are you guys so obsessed with his parents? Why are you guys so obsessed with Nagranal's parents? Nagranal, why are you so obsessed with finding out where your parents are? I don't get it. I don't understand. The other storyline introduced Ezekiel and the Imperators, if I remember correctly. I don't even know who those guys are, actually. There's a scene in that story where Wolverine hits on MJ, who still thinks Peter's dead. Help her grieve. Oh, gotcha. What? Oh, yeah, because there's that new guy. What if, guys, listen, hear me out. What if we see, because we already have, what's her name? We already have Mary Jane in the storyline. What if MJ is macking on or being macked on by the new Wolverine? What if they've been hiding it? What if it's like a new actor that's playing Wolverine? You know what I'm saying? Understanding is not necessary. You just need to answer the question. What question? You guys ask a lot of questions around here. I can't always answer every question you guys have me. I'm just asking questions. Okay, defeat Kabocha. All right, I'll kick his ass. They showed it was Flash in the trailer. Yeah, I think that's they're hiding something there. A lot of these trailers they lie about shit like that. So I don't think it's gonna be Flash. I think it's gonna be somebody else. Imperator speed on spider totems, spider people. Peter needs the other to have enough power to overcome the spider eater. Interesting. Do you think that that's going to be the storyline? Like, do you think that that's what they're gonna actually follow? What's the best time of year to put in a tomato plant? I couldn't tell you, man. I'm not really much of a gardener myself. Disney is that creative, smart, or has that kind of foresight? I mean, that's true, but if they're just going to steal directly from the comics, then it doesn't matter. If they're going to steal directly from the comics, it doesn't matter. Was it, isn't Elliot Page the new Wolverine? Not that I've heard. I don't know, I think they're going to introduce a lot of the new X-Men this way. And I think that my wonder is if they're going to say, like, the X-Men dying in their own universe is what drew the other X-Men out of hiding in this universe. I don't know. What are these? What is that? What's that, brother? Oh, sets up Spider-Verse stuff? Okay. I mean, there's no way that they're not going to try to do the Spider-Verse stuff, because they kind of need that. They kind of need the Spider-Verse shit to sell. I think that the Spider-Verse shit is... I think they need to not do that. I guess they'll keep the mutation and radiation part. If they add some magical universe shit along with everything else, it'll definitely be a clusterfuck. Yeah. Yeah. That's that. I mean, yeah, they're going to have to try to keep it simple for new audiences. So, Bot Human says it's got to the point where it happened in the comics no longer means anything. Comics of the past 10 years have been progressive trash. Well, that's actually a really good point, and something that I was discussing with somebody the other day. I've noticed a trend of things being like, well, this is in the comics, and so that makes it automatically good, or at least that's how, like, Hollywood is interpreted some of this. And so what'll end up happening is we see like a trend of them making like a superhero property, an IP or something, and they'll add something that is from the comics, but in a story that has nothing to do with the comics. And comic book fans, some of them, not all of them, some of the comic book fans or people that don't actually read comics but looked it up on like a Wikipedia will say, well, that's in the comics, bro. Like, don't you want comic book accurate stuff? Like, just say you hate the comics. Just say you don't like the comics. And it's like, it has nothing to do with not liking the comics. The reality is, like, you guys didn't give a shit about the comics, and you just started acting like that because you know that it is an easy deflection. That's the big thing there, is like, it's really easy to deflect from criticism when you say, well, dude, what's the problem? That's in the comic books. Do you just not like the comics? I thought you wanted comic book accuracy. Even though they know that that's not what you're saying, and they know that that's actually not accurate because what they produced wasn't actually accurate to the comic books at all. But that's like a thing that they'll throw in sometimes, is like that. They did the same thing with The Witcher. The end of The Witcher 3, Geralt fights this guy. It's not Veilfort. He fights this other wizard. The wizard like beats him in combat and breaks his leg. That's in the books, but the rest of the storyline surrounding it wasn't in the books, and the way that that character is portrayed is not very accurate to the books. But they're like, guys, what's the problem? It's already in the books. It's already in the books, so like, why are you guys so mad? I thought you guys wanted the books. I thought you guys were all about the books and accuracy with that. You know, it's like, there's no pleasing you guys, even though they know they're full of shit, because that's not, like, they're not giving us what we asked for. They're giving us garbage and then trying to say, well, it's in the books or the comics, so you have to accept it. So. Not blood. No, it's not Blood and Wine. It's, I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, he fights, this, like, evil wizard guy or whatever. And yeah. Oh, shit. Oleander for 10 says, oh, it doesn't say anything. It's a super sticker. Oleander for a $10 super sticker. Video game controller evolves into a muscled version of itself under the word level up. Hey, shout out. Thank you for the $10 super sticker. It's like, what does that sound? I'm not used to that sound, so. People use that line out themselves as tourists. They show that they have no understanding of how good the comics used to be, how they're mostly crap for the past 10 years. Yeah. It's like, and as much as I do like this movie, and I know that's blasphemy to some people, I like Batman vs. Superman as a film, but trying to say that that's Frank Miller's The Dark Knight, it's not that character. Now, heavily inspired by that character, sure, but it's not The Dark Knight Returns, like, at all. It's not that character. So trying to pretend that it's that character doesn't work, because they don't actually give a shit about that story. They don't actually give a shit about The Dark Knight Returns, and trying to give them credit for adapting the story. It's like, well, no, you don't really get credit for that because you didn't do it. Like, you didn't actually do the story. So. American comics, 200 million a year. Manga makes 35 billion a year. Movies make 33 billion a year. Yikes. I mean, the money don't lie. The money and the numbers don't lie, bro. Yep. Well, if you want comic books made by people that don't hate you, you know what you guys could do? You can head on over to Ripaverse.com. Okay? Ripaverse.com. All right. I am an affiliate. This is technically a sponsored subscription. Now, they didn't sponsor the stream, but they sponsor me as a creator. You go to Ripaverse.com. You can get yourself a badass comic written by a team of people that don't hate you. And if you use code EPICMIC at checkout, you get a nice little discount. Ripaverse.com. Go check it out. I can guarantee you Ripa doesn't hate his audience. Most frustrating bit about the Snyderverse is that it had crazy potential, but in the end was heavily mismanaged. Not to mention he lacks a fundamental understanding of the characters. Well, yeah, the big problem is that they rushed everything. They wanted to have Avengers. They wanted to copy the MCU, and in doing so, robbed themselves of any actual like depth, any actual level of like long-term storytelling. They robbed themselves of all of that to rush to the Justice League film. You don't need the Justice League film right away. You could have waited. You didn't need to have the Justice League film get adapted like this. You could have waited. You could have given it time and just said when, you start with Man of Steel, prioritize getting Man of Steel 2 done, then maybe do Batman versus Superman. So I just make sure to use your code, and I bought just about every comic that Rippaverse has made. Hey, well, shout out Latholin. I appreciate that. What's up, D Vinny? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I actually like the Rippaverse comics. I very much enjoy what they have going on over there. I like the vision of it. I really like the vision of what they have going on over there. They're pumping out comics. They're getting them out on time. There's a lot of expansion. I think Ripasend is a great invention for creators as well, to be able to see their stories and things that they've come up with get made. I think that's important for all of us in the creative sphere, to see somebody doing well at that level. A rising tide raises all ships. So it helps us out. And when one of us wins, all of us wins. You know what I'm saying? When one of us wins, all of us wins. I got a QLED TV and now Mika's white. What? Why am I white on your QLED? They had the blueprint. MCU built itself on individual films working up to the Avengers. Snyder wanted to speedrun it all. You're 100% right, Meek. Yep. And I think that part of, I think a huge part of that absolutely falls on Zack Snyder. I also think another part of that falls on, hey, Sevi, thank you for the raid, Sevi. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you've been chilling. We're just talking about comic book shit. So, talking about comic book shit a little bit. Before I go to bed, Meek, I need you to live stream my colonoscopy, and good night. The pace Eric is releasing books is nuts, considering this is a graphic novels, not floppies. Love the Rippaverse. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Rippaverse, if you haven't already, go get yourself a copy of Caro Brown's Dirty Deeds. Shit's rad. Okay? She killed it. Not all the way through this right now, but I'm most of the way through it. And check out some of the artwork there. Yeah. Really, really, really proud of Caro. She's killing it. Proud of Rippa. Love seeing my friends do well, man. Have a good night, RSE, man. I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're continuing to recover. Hey, what's up, K-Joe? How you doing? Good to see you. I reviewed several Rippaverse comics, says Shaggy Rogers, and I'm hooked. In fact, I got one coming out tomorrow morning, a certain Hellion Hunter that's become a favorite of mine. Let's fucking go, dude. I love that. Was it the following executives trying to force something which needed time to grow and catch hold of the masses? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hold on, let me see if I can call Josiah again. He's not answering his phone. He's probably given up on me. He's probably given up on me. Okay, I messaged him. I've called him. I'm calling him right now again. He's not answering. Hey, what's up, Max Payne? I'm gonna hang out till I pass out. All right. Well, hey, listen. Do what you got to do here. I'm calling him again. I'm calling him again, chat. We'll see if he actually answers. He's not answering. He hates me. All right. Well. It's a good run. I guess Josiah is not my friend anymore. He hates me. He's ignoring my calls, ignoring my text messages. He doesn't love me anymore. I'll keep playing Warframe without him. It's okay. Yo, does the, what's it called, look weird for you guys? Does that frame rate look crappy to you guys? Does the frame rate look bad for you guys? Hold on. Is Josie okay? I think so. Josie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Josie? Are you okay, Josie? Josie, are you okay? Hey, what's up, Keenan? How you doing? Josiah replaced me with Ben. I don't think so. I don't think Josiah would do that. For a lot of reasons. Epic versus over. It's not great. Okay. It's clippy for me. Okay. Here, you know what I'll do? Here, let's do this. And are you okay? Hey, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Okay. Let me see if that picks it up a little bit. Is that a little bit better? Is that still clippy? That still looks a little clippy, doesn't it? Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's getting clippy like that. Why the frame rate's so bad. I mean, like right now I'm getting like 80 to 100 or 60 to 80 frames a second. I don't know. Josiah and the Miki cats. That's crazy work. Hey, there he is. He responded to me, guys. Trying to write a Western play, trying to do some research. What is your play about, Turd? Tell the chat. Why don't you share with the chat? How you doing, Keenan? The Forgotten Man says, Mike, it's finally nice to catch a live since I've been working late lately. Hey, I'm glad you've been able to catch one, man. We appreciate it. I haven't been streaming as frequently as I wanted to. I'm trying to remedy that now. Darth Bane says, ignored again. I guess I'll use code Fear the Beardo from now on. I didn't ignore you. I literally read what you said. Mike, stop ignoring and look at my two-part chat. Oh, see, I didn't see you send a two-part chat. All right, let me scroll up here. Can I find it? Okay, Darth Bane says, I was hyped with Fates of the Old Republic, bringing back the OG director and some of the old team, but I'm not sure about the lead writer. I went to Audible to check out her first book, and the excerpt they chose from the preview was a male character getting a prostate exam, and she made it more humiliating than normal. Okay, well, tell me, what is the, do not use code Fear the Beardo on ripaverse.com. See, I actually read Ripaverse comics. You know? I'm just kidding. You can use whatever code you want. It doesn't matter to me. But what was the context of her book? That's what I'm curious about. Because, like, is it supposed to be a comedy book? Is that supposed to be the joke of it? Or does it feel like that was kind of like a weird ham-fisted thing that didn't really belong to the actual story itself? I'm curious what the take on that is, or what the reason behind the reasoning behind that was. Like, is it supposed to be a joke? I don't know. Pretty good plot idea, right? Person with tuberculosis dying slowly in the cabin. It's a comedy. Sure, Turd. You know what? Whatever floats your boat. Oops, that's not right. There we go. Rough Night is unwell, a non-cootie related inflammatory issue. Are you sure it's non-cootie related? It could be cootie related. It could be cootie related. It's a space fantasy book. Oh, okay. Why would you use it as your preview? I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if that's like starting out as in a space fantasy book and she's writing Star Wars, yep, that's concerning. So, what's up, call sign Hush? I mean, you would hope that they would try to do right, but you know, these are the guys that fucked up so badly they couldn't even get a Knights of the Republic remake made because they tried to bring in what's her fucking name? Was it Mags? Tried to bring in fucking Mags or whatever to write the script, and I'm like, why would you bring her in to write anything? There's nothing to write. The script is already there. Red Dead Redemption, the comedy. I would actually be behind that. I'd actually be behind that. What is this hippie game? Where's the blood? Well, it's like a medieval fantasy game or whatever, and those aren't like people. They're like robot thingies, I think. I think they're like robots. But it's called Soulframe. It's by the same guys that did Warframe. Warframe has blood. A little bit of blood. Other Westerns are allowed to have tuberculosis other than Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, considering it is a main plot point of Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, you're not wrong, but the whole massive story, like the big story twist is that Arthur has tuberculosis, so. Spoiler alert, but not really, because it's pretty obvious. Mags Versaggio, yeah, isn't it Mag? I think she was the one. They're like, yeah, let's bring her on to fucking write the remake, and I'm like, why would you need to rewrite the remake? There's no reason to. And she was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I get to do all this cool shit with the remake. And everybody's like, why are you involved in the remake at all? That makes no sense. Like, you have nothing to do with the remake, and you should have nothing to do with the remake. So. Well, I never got to that part. Red Dead Redemption 2. Stop. That's not true. You knew it. Deadwood, the sitcom. It's got his Tombstone. I mean, that's fair. Tombstone's like my favorite Western. Western, according to Mo Zamboni. Favorite Western. Dude, I fucking... Yeah. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone is fucking great. Yeah, Mags Versaggio. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I remember. I was like, why would you hire this person? I don't understand what you're trying to go for here. And that's the thing I can't figure out. Like, from a perspective of like, yo, we want our story to be good.
These history's envoy, well found.
When you're like, why? I don't understand what the point of hiring some of these people are. Like, especially when they fucked up already. Like, when they fucked up already really badly. When it comes to, like, a story. Why would you then go, yeah, like, they obviously haven't done really well in the gaming sphere. Let's hire them. And I know people are going to say, like, well, DEI and stuff. It's like, yeah, but... what I'm trying to figure out is what are these people saying in these interviews that get them jobs? That's what I'm wondering. Like, what are you guys saying in these interviews that is getting you these jobs? So... a fellow Georgian from that area, Val sounds a lot like my Ken. Oh, really? So you actually did a good job with the voice? Is that why you're not wearing a bustle? Well, yeah, if I thought we weren't friends... yeah, he was really great as Doc Holliday. Hey, Nagradol, have a good night. I need to get some sleep, have fun, everyone, except the guy who fed my parents a metal slave. Well, I don't think that guy's here. I don't think that person's here. So I will also have a really great night and sleep well. Because I don't know who this guy is that fed your parents a metal slave, but it certainly couldn't be me. That doesn't sound like anything I would do. That doesn't sound like a thing I would do. The pop-up at the bottom of the screen looked like attack the Big Mac. Big Mac meal? What pop-up? Oh, at the bottom of this? Yeah. I wish they'd bring back Drew Karpyshyn for Photor. Yeah, I would love that too. Me, can you play the Song of Storms on that? I cannot, no. It's unique to each animal, is the way that it works. It would be kind of cool, though. Dude, I am actually, like, I know it's a hot take, and I know a lot of people, like, are going to say it's bullshit, and I understand. And I'm not even mad about it, because I do get why people would be like that, but I'm 100% driven by nostalgia for this. I am so fucking excited for the Legend, the Ocarina of Time remake. Like, yeah, my biggest concern will just be like, is it my biggest concern is like what the gameplay will be like, because I'm, you know, because the gameplay could end up sucking, and so I'm just hoping that the gameplay doesn't suck. Oh shit! What the fuck, bro? Not really comedy, it's just getting depressed that I'm writing it. Oh, gotcha. Fact that it might give us OG fans the last traditional LOZ or Legend of Zelda for a long time. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I could see why yeah, I could see why that would be of a concern to players. Yeah. Actually, hey, Zelda, hot take. I'm learning that's not as much of a hot take as I thought it was. I thought people hating Zelda was a hot take, but apparently it's not. I want to die. Mike's beard just walked in. She's not my beard. I'm not gay. Why Ocarina of Time was a 10 out of 10? Just play the original. I mean, listen, man. The original has not aged well. The controls and stuff have not aged well. I get it, and I don't have a problem with playing it OG. I could play it OG on like Switch 2. They do have the OG on Switch 2. But even with that, like, I don't know. The mask from Majora's Mask is beautiful. Well, that's the thing. If this goes well, if all goes well, if all goes well, we'll likely see them remake like Majora's Mask. We'll likely see more Nintendo remakes, which is what we want, right? I'm back. Sorry about that. Hey, no worries. We're just chilling. Does anyone think that the Legend of Zelda movie isn't going to be anything but suck? I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be bad. Fortunately, scalpers are going to have a field day. I mean, that's true. Yeah. There we go. What didn't age well about it? Controls were updated when it was ported to 3DS. I mean, I haven't played it on 3DS, so maybe it's better that way. But I'm saying, like, playing it on N64 it did not age well. Yeah, I keep forgetting that there was a 3DS version of that, and a lot of people said that they really liked it. So I don't know. I don't know crap about Zelda, but I think the movie will be a solid 7.5 out of 10. I mean, that's not a failure. Yeah, that's not an L. That's not a loss. They get that. Yeah, I want to believe that the movie's gonna end up being pretty decent. So, but could be wrong. Oh, that's right too. Yes, you're talking about remaster. This is the remake. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I have no idea what's gonna happen with this movie. I would like for the Legend of Zelda movie to be good. I would like there'd be much cheering, much clapping. As we get done with the Legend of Zelda, or as we watch the Legend of Zelda movie, and it ended up being like really good, but I don't know. In the remake, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You know, Skyrim's being remade, and or gotten like master remakes and updates and stuff all the time. I think sometimes people just like having a new skin on it. And the thing is, like, you know, if you're a younger gamer and you haven't played Ocarina of Time, this is your chance to play it. Like, this is your chance to play it on like a new console. It's going to sell the Switch. And that's also, I think, a big part of it. And let's be real here, like, as capitalists, and acknowledge the capitalism in the room with us. Which I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just, the other part of it is Nintendo wants to sell consoles. And they're going to make a ton of money selling this game. They're going to get people that haven't bought the Switch 2 for any reason, or we're never going to buy a Switch 2. They're going to get them to go out and buy a Switch 2 for this game. That's 100% what's going to happen here. And then if it gets enough hype, you'll bring new people into it. So as much as I get a lot of people's frustration with it, Microsoft is going to make a lot of money doing this. Or Microsoft, wow, goodness. Nintendo's going to make a lot of money doing this. Nintendo's going to be very happy long-term with this happening. So, Ryan's on full DSP. He's wearing gloves and singing for Super Chats? What? Singing for Super Chats? Do we need to go EFAP Ryan for a second? I just think they can only fuck it up. That's the thing, War Wizard. I'm not against you thinking that. I really don't. We've seen them fuck up remakes and remasters before many times. I don't think that that's a hot take. I think that you're correct. We should be concerned about them really fucking the game up and losing the essence of what makes Zelda Zelda, but there's also a chance that it's good. So I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can get, where's Ryan at? Oh, you're joking. Oh, see, you got me all. I actually thought you were serious. I actually thought like Ryan was out here. I thought he was actually out here like playing stuff. Disappointed now. I was going to EFAP him. You think it'll be 70 or 80? It's probably going to be 80. I would love for it to be like 50. I think it should be like 50. Like, hey, this game is like this old. We did a remake of it, and we know we're going to sell a shit ton of copies of it. Let's just sell it for 50. Maybe not make as much money as we're going to, but also to encourage more people to go out and buy it because it's a, 30-year-old game. Have you heard of the mod for Ocarina of Time Zelda Indigo? Custom enemies, maps, new animations and moves, new items should be ready roughly next year. Personally, I'm hyped. I have not heard of that. Legend of Zelda Indigo, huh? What, okay, so it's like a ROM mod. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't support piracy. But if I was gonna, if I was curious, I'd play the shit out of that. Just check it out. I'd sing for Super Chats if they pay good money and request a song I know. I'm singing it. I respect that. I'm not gonna sing. Oh, he's finishing up? Okay. I'm not gonna sing for super chats. I don't think I would sing for super chats. I don't think I could sing well enough to do that. So I have sang for super chats before. Gerudo Desert will be DLC. I mean, that could be like the ultimate fucking insult, is they just fill it full of they fill it full of like DLC and like paid tiers and subscriptions and shit. $80 Nintendo game plus $30 DLC 3 months later. You might not be wrong. You actually might not be wrong. That's the fucking frustrating part about it. Are consoles dead? That is a really good question. That is a really good question. Are consoles dead? I don't think so. Honestly, I think we have... What's up, Jordy? I think we still have one more life cycle of consoles left. For the two big guys, I should say. For Sony and Microsoft, I think they have one more generation of consoles. And here's the thing. I'm going to include the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, and then whatever the other one was, like the Xbox One, like it was like the Slim or whatever they called it. I think we're going to get one more cycle of consoles. I think Nintendo has insulated themselves from being obsolete when it comes to the console game for a long, long time. I think in 5 years, Nintendo could announce another console, and it be like the actual Super Switch or evolved version of the Switch or something. I could see them, having probably, I don't know, another few years of life cycle. I could see them doing something where like maybe they make a Switch Boy, Super Switch and Switch Boy. Switch Boy is basically like a handheld Game Boy, you know, just slightly bigger. I could see them doing shit like that too. You know, getting kind of gimmicky with it for a little while because the Switch is such a success for them. As far as Xbox and PlayStation, yeah, I think we get a PS6. I think we get an Xbox whatever, Xbox 360, 180, no scope 900, Ligma status console. And then I think after that, then they exclusively go to software. Because the other thing is, like Asha, the CEO or whatever, head of Xbox, or Microsoft or Xbox, yeah, Xbox, flat out said that one of the things they want to start focusing on and working on is trying to get console, like rentable consoles and rentable equipment that you pay like a subscription fee for. And that, I'm going to close out Soulframe because Josiah's not coming. I just got confirmation of that. He hates me. He just said, don't ever speak to me again. Let me see here. Asha. All right, let me see if I can find the quote that she had here. So, June 2026, Sharma stated that it's hard to imagine mass audiences can afford thousands on consoles, suggesting that rental or leasing programs similar to phone plans may be introduced later that year. So the immediate crowd will say, Sony was not happy with their older firmware on PS5 being hackable to run on Steam operating system. Dude, Sony can get fucked. I mean, I still use Xbox because of Play Anywhere stuff. I can play a game on my PC, Xbox, or my handheld. I think that that's important. But I think that a lot of people got really upset about this statement, and I understand why. Especially the crowd of you will own nothing and will like it, because I do think that has that feeling that has that vibe to it a little bit. of like, oh, you know, like you don't even own your console. It's like a subscription service. But how many of you guys, and I'm being honest, this is a real question. So I'm not trying to be combative, but I am trying to push back because I want to hear your thoughts. How many of you are upset about having a cell phone? You pay a cell phone bill every month. You know, some people pay a cell phone bill that includes their phone in the bill. Like you keep paying to pay down your phone and you pay your bill, like, you know, for internet and Wi-Fi and all that shit. How many people are mad at cell phones for that? You know, how many people are mad about that? I don't think many people are. So the idea that you can, instead of doing having to drop, go pick up an Xbox and having to drop, you know, $1,200, which I know somebody in chat said that they think it's going to be really expensive. Holy cow, Matt Stranger, you know, stranger to me, pal. Gifted 10 Meek memberships. Welcome to the Meek, everybody. Thank you for the 10 gifties to C. Tom Cooper, PJ Looney, ECW Star, Greg, Small Time, That Dude, Jared of the Dead, Mr. Stranger Danger, Ryu, and JT. Hey, shout out. Thank you. I'll be on PC well before they do that. That is, I think, the reason. This is a big reason why they're doing this. Because they know that game consoles are getting so expensive that and the technology has caught up a little bit, that they're essentially like the next Xbox console. The next Xbox console will essentially be a small PC. And it'll likely cost $1,100 to $1,200, which is a low-end PC. It'll have some of the streamlined usefulness of a console as far as being able to play stuff. But, yeah, a lot of gamers are going to PC. A lot of gamers are playing PC, or a lot of gamers have consoles and don't have time to play them, and so they don't play them. So what you're trying to think about down the line here is, what do I do to monetize people's behavior in a way that predicts and then usefully creates application for 10 years, 20 years down the line? The idea that cell phones haven't gone away and stuff means that you look at a practiced, worked business model and you go, maybe we can try that. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but I'm saying that they, I think that the idea here is applying it to a workable, similar enough-ish device that you could then say, well, what if we make something like this that can also do this? I also wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Switch clones. I would be surprised if all of a sudden, like, Microsoft decides to shit out a game console that can also detach and become like a portable console, like a Switch. I could see them doing that too. And then they could say, when you take this with you, you have to utilize cloud-based gaming. Otherwise, you have to remain, you know, connected to this machine. I can see them doing something like that as well. Matt Stranger says, thanks for giving my girlfriend following my girlfriend on Instagram. My girlfriend is the skeletal artist. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Skeletal artist. Hold on. Wait. Because that sounds super familiar. Hold on. Skeletal artist. Why is my shit not working? Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna fucking figure this out. Why can't I fucking find anything, dude? My brain is not working. I don't know why I can't find it. That name sounds super familiar. And like, If it's, oh yes, your girlfriend's the one that makes like the little like the jewelry and stuff out of the like the skulls and different stuff like that, right? Yeah, I saw her stuff on Instagram and I was like, yo, this stuff is kind of cool. Like, I'm trying if I can find it because yeah, like that kind of art and stuff. First of all, I always appreciate people that make stuff. So like I try to follow people that do like make work with their hands, like make kind of like art, jewelry, whatever kind of stuff. And yeah, I saw that stuff. I was like, yo, this is really, really cool. So, shout out, man. Well, thank you for the 10. Did not have to do that. It was very kind. And yeah, I was happy to follow. And if you haven't followed me over on Instagram, follow me over there and I'll shoot you a follow back. JB Spooky Review says, I bought a mid-range gaming laptop and skipped the PS5, Xbox 720. Plus, I mostly just play indie roguelike slap. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So you don't really need like a hard-hitting, like or a heavy-hitting PC, which is fine because it's the thing. There's some really great indie roguelike slap out there. And they do it with the RG Ally. Yes, kind of. That is their answer to like the Steam machine. That is, I think, a prototype. I truly, legitimately think this. I think it is a prototype of let's see how many we sell with this. Let's see how much people like this. And it's proprietary. We're borrowing somebody else's proprietary technology. So we're not making as much money as we normally would from this. But if it sells well and people like it, that will be our next step. So Stadia was like that. Well, Stadia was all cloud-based. Stadia was all cloud-based, and I think that's why it failed a lot. So, oh, thank you, Cage. Okay, yeah. Well, it's Cajo. So I didn't even I didn't realize they were the same people. Because I'm like looking for the skeletal artist. Yes, yeah, you make some really cool shit. Yes, absolutely. So shout out Matt Stranger, appreciate you, bro. But yes, I think shit like that's really cool. Here, before I show anything, are you okay if I show like your art shit? I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm not trying to dox you, but if you want, yeah, I'll show you some of the art shit. You make some really cool stuff. I'm craving Moroccan lamb pizza. What the fuck is that? Moroccan lamb pizza? How do you even what? Moroccan lamb pizza? What? How do you get to a point where you say, yeah, it's cool? Okay. How do you get to a point where you go, hey, Moroccan lamb pizza? It's what plants crave. That's what I'm craving right now. I'm investing in the Oya? How do you pronounce that? Oya? JB Spooker Review. You know. I'm an idiot. I'm not going to pronounce that. Here. I'll share one of the cool things. Yeah. There we go. Check this shit out. All right. Yeah. This is from Keijo. Over on Instagram. This is like caught my eye. I was like, yo, this shit's really fucking cool. Look at this. Check that artwork out. Like, look at that. It's like a little wind chime. That shit's cool as fuck. That shit's cool as fuck looking. And like the fangs being like gold shit like that. Yo. Look at the trim on the skull. I thought this shit was really cool looking. So yeah, I was happy to follow you. And shout out Matt Stranger. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just don't understand how what alleyway do you walk into and you go, yo, you got some of that Moroccan lamb? Can you put it on a pizza? Let's forget Devil May Cry. It's got to be Cow the Kangaroo. I'm not playing that. It is bitchin'. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. Ouye? The Ouye? The Ouye console. Android-based micro console developed by Ouye Incorporated. That'd be a democratized game development, offer an open, hackable game platform for the TV. Okay. Oh, and they got acquired by Razer. So they stopped. That's crazy. Did they shut down everything? Yo, that's fucking wild. Why? It's wild that fucking, okay, so is this JB Spooky Review? You'll have to help me understand fully how this works. Mickey, do you have an address to send stuff to? I'll make you something to send it your way. You just reminded me I need to get my fucking P.O. box. I'll get my P.O. box running. I'll shoot you a message. Once I get my P.O. box up and running, because I have a couple different people that have asked me to get one, and I forget because I don't know if you guys have noticed this, a little forgetful. Just a little bit. I was just trying to make a dumb joke because I thought you knew what it was. Well, now you kind of got me excited about this. And then now to know that it got shut down by Razer. Rough Night knew? Well, of course Rough Night knew about this. I mean, this is actually kind of a cool console idea. But never mind. Now I just feel dumb. Stop putting out the P.O. box. I've been talking about it for months. I know! Don't send it to Beardo. He will not give it to me. I don't see Beardo everywhere, ever. I see Beardo like once a year. If I can get to a meetup. When I get a calories be damn day, give me a sausage, mushroom, black olive, extra cheese, light sauce, perfection. Damn. Mike, you need your P.O. box. My dirty laundry keeps piling up and I need to sell it to you to clean it for me. If you send me dirty laundry turd, I'll come find you. I will come find you. I'm just letting you know now. I'm warning you what's going to happen. I'm going to have to come find you. Okay? Smokin' Joe's Pizza is an Australian chained pizza place. Oh, it's in Australia, eh? Down under. Wait, what year is it? Is it actually 2010 and nobody told me? No. It's not The Matrix. Hold on. There was something actually. What? Hold on. There was something that just got released too. Oh, yeah, so we got like a bunch of trailers and stuff out too. And I am really behind on most of these trailers. But I mean, I already watched the Spider-Man one. And if you haven't already watched the Shrek 5 one, Shrek 5, looks kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. Shrek 5 does not look good. Especially after Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, like being an absolute banger. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is like a legitimately fucking good movie, like a really good movie. Shrek 5 does not look like a good movie. Shrek 5 looks like somebody made like a weird parody of Shrek, and because they were never really a fan of the franchise. So olives are top tier. I don't like olives. I don't understand the point of olives. Because aren't they like salty or something? They're like chewy and salty. And I don't understand the point of olives. Last Wish was a sleeper hit. Yeah. Josiah was like, bro, you got to watch this Last Wish movie. You got to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And I was like, bro, come on, man. Like, it's a Puss in Boots movie. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to just drop an absolute banger? Like, what are they going to do? Drop like a good ass film? How good can it really be, bro? It's Puss in Boots. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, did I eat my words. Yeah. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is really fucking good. If you haven't watched it already, you need to go check it out. It's a legitimately good movie with a really, really good protagonist or antagonist. So one of my favorite movies, Deadass. Dude, I get it. The wolf in that is fucking cool as shit. Yeah, I'm death, not like a metaphor. What did he say? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it right here.
You are nobody.
Yeah, this line right here. This fucking movie is awesome, dude. I know I'm going to get in trouble for all of these clips. I don't care.
And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm death. Straight up.
Yeah, that shit's fucking cool, dude. Cold ass villain right there. He's not even a villain. He's a cold ass antagonist because he's not technically a villain, and I kind of like that. How come you can beat undead by reviving them, but then they're not alive? They're dead undead? Well, essentially the idea is whatever means you use to reanimate a dead body, you can keep using it on that dead body over and over and over again until it takes too much damage, or the whatever is brought back to life by whatever means you use no longer works. At least in my opinion. You know. Such a truly menacing antagonist. Dude, he's rad. I really, really like that movie. Movie was praised for having a genuinely hateable, fun villain with no sad backstory or higher ideals. Breath of fresh air. Yes. That's the other thing too. Like, dude, sometimes it's nice to just have good villains. You know, I was actually thinking about this the other day with movies and bad guys and stuff. Like, you know, it's nice when you want to tell a story with unique, complex characters. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to address just one second. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to have complex characters and have complex character work. It's fine. You know, like I even think, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting, really wanted to embrace, you know, a deeper idea or whatever. But I feel like the problem is sometimes things get overly complex or like you can think something to death. You can think something to death. And you can overcomplicate stuff to a degree that makes it so that you kind of undercut what you're trying to do. And I feel like it is a little bit of a spoiler, apologies, but they kind of tell you in the beginning a little bit. But the thing that I feel like happens a lot is as good movies come out and good movies are made and good movies are written, you have people that watch those movies, become a fan or a student of those films, and then they want to recreate that same thing. I want to make a really complex villain. I want to make blah, blah, blah. But actually what's been happening over the last few years, I think, and something people have appreciated, is sometimes you can just appreciate just a straightforward, I'm a bad guy and here's why. Or I am an antagonist and here's why. That guy just being straight up death, and that they just kind of do away with all of the other stuff is pretty great. Like, not metaphorically, not poetically, nothing like fancy. Death, straight up. It adds, it strips all the layers and kind of creates something like oh, what's the word I'm thinking? Like a force, it creates like a force of nature. Yeah, somebody in chat actually just said that too, I think. I wish I could think of like primordial, like almost primordial, you know, in its execution. Let me see where somebody said that. Do you classify Death from Last Wish as one of the best antagonists of all time? I actually would, like, and this is no joke because it's a fucking cartoon. I know people like sometimes can kind of poo-poo on that. I would put him in like the top 50. Maybe top 30. I wouldn't say he's one of the best of all time, but he's really, really up there as a character. Because I could think of a lot of other characters and a lot of other villains off the top of my head that I think are amazing, that really classify themselves as like top tier villains. And they range from super simple to really complex. Like, you know, what's his name? Anton Chagrin or whatever from No Country for Old Men, widely regarded as one of the best villains of all time. I think he's amazing. You know? I love that Goldilocks is a good antagonist. Yeah, the Goldilocks and the family dynamic is actually really good. What's up, Rootless Redneck? Never seen Puss in Boots, but I feel I need to see it. JB Spooky Review. I'm telling you now, as somebody, we don't always see eye to eye on films, but I know you can appreciate a good movie. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is good. Like good. And the way that Puss in Boots deals with that antagonist, specifically death, is really awesome. I love that moment. So, yes, rest in peace. What is it? Chihiro, right, from my favorite animated movie, Spirited Away. DeVay Chase, is that her name? Yeah, DeVay Chase. Yeah, people that don't know, DeVay Chase. Am I saying her name right? She was an actress. She voiced, because she actually had a pretty prolific resume as far as like voice work. So she was Samantha Darko and Donnie Darko. She was Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. She was Samara in The Ring. Then she did Lilo. She voiced Lilo in a couple different things. She was in The Ring too. But she hadn't done anything since 2016. And what's wild is she's 1 year younger than me. She was a year younger than I was when she passed. Apparently, from what I understand, because I can't say for sure how everything was working, but based on what I understand, she was homeless and really going through it. So it sounds like, let me see here. The rumor was her boyfriend said that she had faced personal difficulties in her post-acting life, and ongoing housing instability in downtown Los Angeles, but she died from septic shock and organ failure because she got a really bad case of meningitis. She had bloodstream infections. Wow. And she had severe malnutrition. Like, that's heartbreaking. And by the way, I think it was fucking TMZ or some shit posted a picture of her. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, fuck you. Don't post pictures of people like that. Nobody needs to see that shit. She's a year younger than I am. And like, that's heartbreaking, man. Like, I'm looking at here, it looks like she hadn't got any kind of work out since 2016. Like, she did a couple movies and stuff. I don't know why she stopped acting, if something happened. Okay, I can see now. So it looked like she got in legal trouble. She got arrested for riding as a passenger in a vehicle that was reportedly stolen. She got arrested again for drug possession. She got arrested again for two other things of drug possession. Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, she was living on the streets. That's so fucking sad. Yeah, that's heartbreaking, man. So, yeah, fuck TMZ and anybody else that showed that picture of her. That's fucking heartbreaking. I mean, you know, the really sad part about it, and the really tough part about it is, like, everybody has that dream to go to LA and like make movies. You know, everybody has the dream to want to be, you know, somebody and go to this town and do that. And it is virtually unsustainable to live there, like, long term, if you're not consistently getting work, you know. And so many people that I know and people that I don't know, but like tangentially know and stuff, I've talked about LA and LA culture, and some things about it they really like, but a lot of things about it they really hated. They said, you know, everybody's trying to get their big break. Everybody's trying to break into the industry. Everybody's desperately trying to make something happen. And people flock there to do that and live there and are trying to get work. And, you know, one of the things that still shocks me, that was a massive, this was a huge, culture shock to me. And a shout out to Rough Night for talking to me about this. But, you know, people that get into the creative spaces and stuff like that, like a lot of creatives are pretty weird people. I'm a weird person sometimes. Like, you don't just like, not everybody could just like sit around all day thinking up ideas and writing scripts and coming up with movies and all this kind of stuff all the time. But like what I'm saying is like, one of the big shocks to me when we started working in like independent stuff was how insecure everybody is, and not like as a bad thing. It's just, there's so much instability, and not in the same way as like I have a job or I work somewhere, or I'm starting a business and there's a lot of competition. It's like, you know, that was one of the things Chaz explained to me. He's like, dude, so many of these people have been burned and treated horribly and been manipulated and taken advantage of and promised the world and given absolutely nothing in return, or promised something and then have lost a lot at great personal cost to them and have never been treated beyond anything other than like a piece of meat or like a cog in the machine. And it's, in some cases, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, when it comes to movie stuff and movie making, it's such specialized work. Like being able to be good at something that you're doing when it comes to movie stuff, or being able to build stuff or make stuff for movies, or being able to organize things and keep track of scenes and editing, all that stuff, that when somebody knows you can do something, the immediate go-to is like, how can I take advantage of this person? And that's what I was really shocked by, is how many people like kind of seemingly felt like they were worried that we were going to take advantage of them. And I'm like, why would I do that? Like, that makes no sense to me. Why would I lie to you about this? Or why would I promise this and not, you know, follow through with it? And it's like, sometimes stuff happens, and that's, you know, that's the other part of it too, is like, sometimes stuff happens, shit happens, things don't work out. We've had that happen, obviously, you know, with like things like Epic Verse. You know, we hope to have a lot of these projects done a lot sooner than we did, and it's taken a lot more time than we planned, and that sucks, but it is part of it, you know. And once again, shout out to Rough Night, who's been a massive support and a massive like help with the perspective of that. It's like, them's the break sometimes. Them's the break sometimes, you know. Shit sometimes gets stuck in development hell. Stuff happens. Doesn't mean that you don't stop working. It doesn't mean, you know, any of that, but it's the poor behavior that shocks me. And so if I, living in Michigan, are running into people who have been massively burned and treated horribly in the industry, how bad is that? If I'm in a microcosm, how bad is that in the bigger, in the very heart of movie making in Hollywood? How bad is that in the very heart of LA? A place that is extremely expensive to live in. The cost of living is absolutely absurd. You know, how much worse is it there? That's the part of it that's like kind of shocking. And it does make me realize that like, it's hard to have sympathy for these studios. The part that I don't like, and it's funny because it feels very much like the government. Just one second. Feels very similar to the government. In that I can appreciate the citizens of this country. Like, if you're somebody that served in the armed forces, you served in the armed forces, you were a soldier, you worked in the military in any way, any capacity, or you served a civilian capacity, like as a public servant, like police officer, firefighter, things like that, I have massive respect for you. That's a hard job. They're difficult jobs. They're thankless jobs. Okay? They're dangerous jobs. You put your life on the line every day doing those things. And you know, now if you live in like a small town where there's virtually no crime, maybe you get less of like a pat on the back because guess what? It's chill. But the idea is anything could go sideways at any time, and you need people like that. Don't think us we're retards. Yeah, but you're retards that are doing something that a lot of people don't have the balls to do. Here's the thing. I want a retard that is driven and focused and wanting to like break into a burning building to save my life. Or, you know, somebody that goes, hey, you know what? I don't know what to do with my life, but I want to serve my country and I want to be a soldier and do stuff. I can respect the civilian, the people, the people. The thing I don't have a respect for is the system, you know, because a lot of the system treats people poorly. And so like, that's what I'm saying when it comes to like movies in Hollywood. I don't like Hollywood as a system. I don't like Hollywood as a culture. I think it's toxic. I think it's gross. I think it's disgusting. I think that the celebrity culture has turned into something completely toxic and completely beyond what it was supposed to be. I don't think that we were ever supposed to worship these people like fucking gods and them be treated like aristocracy and act like everyone's lower than them, because none of those fucking actors would have a job if it wasn't for the people that were building the sets and developing, working on the lighting and putting the electrical systems together, or even doing the craft services, all of that stuff. All of those people work really fucking hard. And when I talk about movies and I shit on movies, people go, you're just like, you know, shitting on the industry. People work really hard on movies. Yes, people absolutely do work hard on movies. 100% work hard on movies. There is a level of hard work that has to go into every single movie that's made. Even crappy movies, you do have to work hard on. But it's the people that are like higher up, like producers and executives, who make decisions that affect these people's lives in negative ways. You know, screwing people out of work, screwing people out of money, making people work tireless hours because if they don't, then, you know, they'll potentially lose their job to somebody else. All of that kind of stuff. You make a massively damaged, broken structure that is top heavy and does not support the people below, the very people that if you didn't have them, you wouldn't have a movie. And that's like heartbreaking to see that, you know, people in that industry get chewed up and spit out the way that they do. Digging a hole is hard work doesn't mean it's useful. Except there are a lot of people that dig holes that need to be dug. Like, I know people that have dug holes for a living that actually, like, that's their job. And like, it is useful when you're doing it for a purpose. The thing is, like, art is important. Entertainment is important to the human experience. It is a fundamental part of the human experience. I've said this before, and I've talked about this before, that when a culture reaches a certain level, and it doesn't have to, it's not a very high level. When a culture reaches a certain point where your fundamental needs, the hierarchy of needs is met, the next step after that is comfort, self-improvement, life improvement, whatever that looks like. And so when you start getting into that, you start to discover entertainment. It's why people told stories for millennia, you know, passing down stories. And some of them were to educate you on the dangers of things in the world. Some of them were to educate you on your behavior. Some of them were stories about people that became legendary later on down the line. You know, all these different things. Like, there's a use to entertainment, but what entertainment is now, I don't think it was ever supposed to be. You know, making movies and making television shows and making video games even and stuff, I think can be an important job in as much as providing good entertainment for people and disseminating good stories and human experiences. It's very important. I say all that to say that people that work hard on films, they work hard on films, and it is a useful job because they're also in charge of keeping people safe and making sure that things are put together well. And you can see how poorly a production can go awry when blank isn't set right, and you know, like the safety protocols aren't followed right, that a blank can kill a person, or people could get crushed in machines or fall out of vehicles or whatever the thing is, you know? So I say that to say, when you come around to the other side of it, people, the little people being chewed up and spit out in Hollywood are probably astronomically higher than the actors, and you know, and people that wanted to become actors or wanted to become performers that have been chewed up and spat out. But it's also just as tragic when you see somebody who was doing something and they were doing it relatively successfully fall into the system, and you see the results of it is, you know, drug use and like drug dependency, and then homelessness because this shit's expensive as fuck to live there, you know. And you hear about it from people that have been wildly successful in the industry and have had massive movies and stuff. They're like, it's really expensive to live here, and so like I can barely make ends meet sometimes if I'm not consistently working. And I'm like, that is a problem of the system. At some point, you guys got to like start rinsing that and say, like, guess what? I shouldn't live somewhere where it requires me to make millions of dollars a year to sustain my life long term. You know? We're talking about how to not charge people. I don't charge anybody. These streams are free. These streams are free. Call sign, you're good. It's okay. We don't mind that. Morality, tales, and fables. Yes, Dr. Johan. Hold on. And then Rough Night says they eat babies, allegedly. Yeah, that's definitely a. Do you want to get into that? I want to get into that. I want to get into that. Do I want to get into that? I'm not going to get into that. Okay? I'm not going to get into that. I'll say this. I'll say this. Okay? This is actually a proven thing. This is a real thing that happened. So, this reporter, let me see if I can find the article about it. I've talked about this before, but I'm bringing it up on my stream because you want to know how fucked up this shit is. Okay. Let me see if I can find the full breakdown of it. So this was reported on in 2022, and almost nobody made a big. They tried not to make a big deal about it, but this was a huge thing, and it involves a certain somebody that actually was just mentioned in chat as well, Elon Musk. So 2022, this journalist started investigating these stories and these rumors he was hearing about these parties going on in like LA. And he, see if I can find it. And these parties that he was hearing about were like, hey, yeah, there's like these sex parties that happen all the time in Hollywood. And he specifically tied somebody that you guys will all know, who also just had a massively prolific legal battle in Amber Heard. So this guy started investigating this and looking into this about Amber Heard and her throwing these very lavish like sex parties, and not just throwing them but basically would go around recruiting young actresses and young models to go to these parties. And they would go there in promise of like meeting producers and executives and getting, you know, their big break in the industry, and then end up getting their backs blown out by a bunch of like gross billionaires who then would turn around and have orgies with each other as well. The events were said to involve, this is according to the coverage of it, the events were said to involve wealthy and powerful men, large amounts of ecstasy, alcohol, and group sexual activities. Some descriptions include thematic or costuming elements portrayed as satanic or ritualistic, young women in leather outfits performing sexually on a stage or platform. She had Diddy parties? Oh. A specific recurring claim was that Heard was positioned centrally, sometimes described as a throne-like chair with legs spread, engaging in or displaying sexual acts in front of the male onlookers. Heard was alleged to have recruited or brought young women, often aspiring actresses, some described as lesbian or in difficult personal situations, to these events. Some reports of the articles mentioned claims that minors were present, but there's no corroboration, but read the line, we read between the lines. And this was apparently at the same time that she was seeing Musk, and apparently he was seen at some of these parties. So there were like a bunch of reports about this that came out, and of course immediately they're like, guys, like, you know, you guys are just tripping and stuff like that. This is the same lady that, you know, got in trouble in court for shitting on a guy's bed, and blaming it on a dog. But, it's the point is, like, the culture is sick there, like like sick in the foundations. And so this whole thing about like people losing their jobs and all that stuff, well, like some of these people have the jobs that they do because they have to keep those jobs because they live in a place that is too expensive to live in, but, you know, also probably too expensive to leave, you know. Is this related to the, Nixon or whatever, or the NX? No, this is a totally different thing. This is a totally different cult. Totally different cult. Yes, basically Eyes Wide Shut is a documentary, yeah. But the whole thing is like this kind of stuff is happening in this culture and happening in this place, and the kind of energy that puts out, and the kind of people that this encourages and attracts, you know, at the higher levels, which means the people at the lower levels are just fodder for whatever these people decide to do with their lives or do with their time. Yeah, at some point, getting into the system to try to fix it doesn't work. At some point, you have to hope. At some point, you have to let the system collapse on itself, so that way and then rebuild it from the ground up. At some point, there's too much corruption. At some point, there's too much evil within a system that the system can't exist anymore. You can't fix it. The amount of work and effort and time and resistance that you're going to face to try to fix these systems is not worth it. At some point, it's not worth it to keep them up and running again, or running anymore, to try to fix them. You can still, and this is why we're trying to talk about this, and this is why we're trying to kind of address this, and why, you know, we, like, over at Epiverse stuff, keep talking about, like, indie being the way forward, is because you can still make movies and still release movies and still make projects and shows without being part of the system. You can still do that. And that means building maybe a better system, one that works better, one that focuses on, you know, lifting people up and making sure that the little guy is also just as cared for as everyone else. It doesn't have to be some fucking utopia either. You don't have to try to build some fucking utopia, but you can work on a movie set. No, everybody's working hard here, and I could treat every single person with respect. And it's funny because there are some really high profile actors that are known for that. Keanu Reeves is known for treating the cast and crew with great respect and love and appreciation. You know, you have people like Hugh Jackman, who like learns everybody's name on set. You know, some of these legends and stuff in acting and stuff that have incredible reputations, and part of that is because they take care of people and they care about the little guy, and they understand that without these people, these movies wouldn't exist. When that becomes the deviation, when that becomes when that stops becoming the norm, and the norm is people just getting treated like shit or treated like fucking cannon fodder, that's when something's wrong. When the norm is, how are we protecting people? How are we looking out for people? And how are we making sure that everybody involved in this is getting the best shake, the fairest shake? Like, when that stops being the case, something's wrong. Weird World Comedy says art existed thousands of years before cinema will survive after. 100%. The limelight requires its tribute, unfortunately. It's a dark saying, but yeah, Stanley Kubrick did die shortly after he made Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, he made it. He had complete creative control of it, and then he died, I think, a day or 2 days before the release of it, and they cut out like 13 minutes of the film. Was it 13 minutes? I think it was 13 minutes of the film that nobody will ever see. Let me double check that. Jamie, pull that up. This is why I don't join cults except mine. Don't join Turd's cult, please. How do we describe Sodom and Gomorrah is no joke, yeah. Dog caught diarrhea after stepping on a bee. I don't remember the bee part, actually. Mose Moni says, you don't have to be nice. Just strive to make a good product and hold people to that standard and everyone wins. Yes. Listen, if anybody here knows what it's like, all right, to have to be held to a certain standard, it's Mo Zamboni. It's Mo Zamboni. With his Xbox. The heck is that girly drink you just drunk from? You know what? Don't worry about it. Don't. How about you not worry about what I'm drinking out of?
Why are you gay?
It's just, don't worry about it.
Get your hand off my penis!
Yes. So Stanley Kubrick, according to this could be a lie too, but I don't know. Stanley Kubrick finished shooting and editing the film shortly before his death. He screened his cut for Warner Brothers, and it was essentially locked. The orgy masquerade scenes contain very explicit nudity and sexual acts. The MPAA told Warner Brothers it would get an NC-17 rating, which would have hurt the box office. Warner Brothers was contractually obligated to deliver an R-rated film. Instead of removing shots or shortening the scenes, they added computer-generated figures, cloaked, hooded people, digitally composed into the frame to block the most explicit parts. The runtime stayed the same. Nothing was actually cut out. Looks a bit weird and artificial in some moments. There's also a separate change, recitation of the verses from the Bhagavad Gita, the sacred Hindu text, during the orgy scene was removed. The sound tax after protests from Hindi groups. Warner Brothers replaced it with different music. Oof. Mike is getting the Supergirl Cup. I'm not getting the Supergirl Cup. I'm not. Don't worry about what I'm drinking out of. Lord Bolton says, fun fact, yes, this is true. Steven Spielberg rejected directing the first Harry Potter film to finish directing AI for Stanley Kubrick, and his career's never been the same. That's true. Call sign Hutch says, I like this club. It's a good club. good club, and you're in it. In my club, oh wait, no, Turds Club? No, you're not in that club. You're in my club. In my club, we get up at 5:30 every morning and watch Norm weekend updates. That's not a bad idea, though. I'm usually up at 5:30, so don't worry about what I drink out of. I'm going to hide it. I mean, that's not going to work. Don't worry about what I'm drinking. Now chat has a girly drink club. Oh, jeez. Minority Report slap? Dude, Minority Report's fucking legit. I haven't seen that movie in a hot minute, too. But anyways, I'm just saying all that to say, like, yeah, Hollywood is sick. And there's not really, I don't think there's a way to revive it healthily. I don't want to revive the bad shit, because that's the thing. Reviving the good shit means reviving the bad shit, but you can still keep the good shit going. It just means you're not going to make as much, you're not going to have as much money involved. But a lot of these people are very good with their money. A lot of like the smaller guys who know the feast and famine part of this are good with their money, and they know to save up their stuff. You know, what's wild to me is when you hear about somebody, Alani is delicious, nothing to do with anything, just talking, yeah, like, Alani sounds like a good energy drink. You know, I'd drink that, you know, just,
Get your hand off my penis!
yeah. But, you know, these guys, like, know that. What's wild to me is when you hear about these celebrities who are like, I got paid $10 million for my movie that I did. And then, like, a year later, they're like, I don't have any money. I need to keep working. I'm like, what are you doing? What happened to all your money? But then you also forget, and this is the other part of it too, that's funny, because this is how the culture works. You know, X amount goes to your agent, X amount goes to your manager, X amount goes to this and that and stuff. And then and then half of it goes to the government. So like, even when you make $10 million, how much money did you actually make? You know? Mike, I just realized you're wearing a man bun. Dan Vask isn't the only manly as fuck dude on YouTube. Looking good, Mickey. Oh, Miss Brenda. Well, thank you.
Can I get to the sweet yes? Show me the way, 'cause I got bills to pay.
Weird World Comedy says financial advisor versus fiduciary. Part of that is their property tax is $1 million per year. But Scorpio just nailed it too. Same happens with athletes too. Absolutely. That law, remember, for 12 months. 12 months! A whole year! Says Meek, why did Hot Guy order us Pride uniforms? We're going to have to raise the lurker tax to offset the spending. Signed, Chief of the Meekrit. Oh, please.
Do it! Do it!
Come on, kill me! I'm here! Come on! Do it now! Kill me!
Me bumbo!
Thanks. Uniscale rules can screw them over too. Yeah, well, and it's what's funny is that keep in mind, chat, everything. I'm not telling you any financial advice. There was a whole thing that just came out about what was it, IATSE? Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see if I can find this article. Yeah, this is an article from fucking Variety. Chaz, if you haven't heard about this article, this will make you fucking laugh. How are you celebrating Juneteenth tomorrow? I'll get to that in a second, because I actually am celebrating Juneteenth tomorrow. Where is it? Let me see if I can find where it is. Basically, it's Variety wrote an article talking about how the indie producers can still make movies like Obsession cheaply in the US by shooting non-union. But that IATSE has been pushing harder to flip non-union projects, driving up costs. That doesn't mean that like unions are inherently bad, by the way. They have the point was supposed to be protect the little guy, but at this point, the way that a lot of those unions work, they do not protect the little guy. They force the little guy to pay union fees and work for them, and then decide to go on strike and don't take care of their people and strike for things that don't really help the little people and actually just help themselves. Too hard to handle. Is everywhere within walking distance if you have the time. That's true. That's true. That's very true. Naruto the 7th, go to bed. Weird World Comedy says fiduciary is legally obligated to make good decisions with your money. Financial advisors are not. It's a good distinction. It's a very good distinction. Be like MC Hammer, buy a new car in every city, then leave it in a parking lot with the keys when you leave. Dude, MC Hammer was fucking wild, dude. SSJ Lala, what's up, buddy? For 2 says happy Juneteenth Eve. Looking good, Miki chirp. That's wild. It is Juneteenth. Yeah, today I will be on New Black Street with Kata and Atreus celebrating Juneteenth. Yep. We're out here celebrating Juneteenth, chilling, doing our thing. Where is it? Oh no, do I not have it anymore? No, I have. Hold on. Wait. I think I got rid of it. Oh, I'm kind of sad now. I got rid of my Black Y'all sound. I don't I'll get a tomorrow we'll do a Juneteenth stream. Holy shit. Chat. Big little porcupine applesauce, guys. Listen to me. My last IATSE vacation fund check was for 49 cents. Dude, fuck them. That's fucking wild. And then Too Hard to Handle just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Too Hard to Handle. Okay, good point. You know what, Rootless Redneck? Good point. Unions are inherently bad. They started to keep blacks out of the northern U.S. factory jobs. Okay. You're not wrong, okay? They did start out badly. Same with police force. They started out real bad too. Chat, hear me out. Hear me out. Roughneck wants to know if you're going on New Black Street, is that why you have those bling and shades? No. These came out of the kit that I bought for my Relooted stream. Chat, listen to me. Listen. Do we want to celebrate Juneteenth? Hear me out. Chat. Do we really want to celebrate Juneteenth? Do we want to do this? Chat? Hear me out, chat. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out, chat. Do we want to do this? Chat? Is this what we're doing? Chat? Are you guys hearing me? Chat? Is this what we're doing? Are we playing Relooted again tomorrow? Chat? Are we playing Relooted tomorrow? Are we playing Relooted tomorrow?
Me bamba.
Are we playing Relooted? Are we taking back the artifacts of our ancestors tomorrow? Chat? Is that what we're doing? I think that's what we're doing tomorrow.
Congratulations! Oh my god.
Chat, I think tomorrow we're playing Relooted. Watermelon Felon? Nibble, please no. Rough Night says dress up, don't play Relooted. I don't know though. Am I honoring my ancestors by not playing Relooted? New profile picture just dropped. Chat. Are we doing this? Are we doing this tomorrow? I'm kind of thinking about it. What did I just come back to? What? Nothing. What? What happened? What? I'm just saying. Mike just turned into the CEO of the Leary Center. All right. Maybe if we don't play Relooted. Let's look this up. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, let's see what other things we can do tomorrow. What kind of nonsense are we gonna get into tomorrow? Grok. What games can I play on Juneteenth for black people? Be good entertainment while I build Space Marines. Hell yeah. See, I can't get the grill to work. I might be able to get these to work. I might be able to get these to work. Do a poll. I'm not doing a poll. It's Juneteenth. What are we going to vote now? What? You want me to vote on Juneteenth? That's racist! You want me to vote on Juneteenth?
Miguel! Police! Police! Help! Police!
Foreigner!
Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Def Jam? Def Jam's not a bad idea, actually. Crackdown, Police Simulator. I still have bad dreams about this channel and polls. You shouldn't. Yasuke Simulator. Let's see here. We play South of Midnight. That's at the top of the list. I won't play that game even as a fucking joke. South of Midnight crew can get fucked. Miles Morales. We could play Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Deathloop.
No.
Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. Call Sign Hutch for 2 says Yasuke Simulator. I'll consider Yasuke Simulator as well. Like, I'm tempted to even play South of Midnight. I'm tempted to. I thought today was Epicverse night. Everybody got sick except me. You just saw it. NBA 2K while smoking a blunt. I don't smoke. I could fake it. Tex Detour said, should I celebrate Juneteenth since my ancestors are Irish and they were more Irish slaves than African? Yes. Gulful NOI suit with the red bow tie. I'll probably just wear the dashiki. I have a dashiki. Does the chat have to chant Ibombe during the stream tomorrow? Yes. Yes, you do. Dude, what if we played San Andreas? GTA San Andreas is not a bad idea either. Far Cry Blood Dragon kicks ass. Dude, that game is really good. I love Far Cry Blood Dragon. NBA Jam, you gotta play as the Knicks. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea either. The GTA one actually is kind of sticking out. 50 Cent Bulletproof. Yo! Let's see if that's on Steam. Let's see if San Andreas is not a bad one. Let's see if 50 Cent Bulletproof is on Steam. It's not. Damn it. San Andreas is a good choice. Maybe we play San Andreas tomorrow then. It's not. No. That's a bummer. Xbox 360 though. You can play it backwards compatible on an Xbox. An Xbox? Let me see what yeah. We might do San Andreas tomorrow. Be sure to ask Atreus about MBS branded butt. I will ask him. What's up, Cage the Cunning Linguist? It's easily emulated. I could check that out. Hold on. I wonder if there's any... I'm just like looking up what we got. I think San Andreas is the way to go. Let me see here. I think I already have San Andreas. That might be the way to go about this. Yeah. I think tomorrow we're going to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I think that's the way to do it. Play the Resident Evil game you skipped? Which one? Oh, no. No! Not on Juneteenth! Play as Will in Baldur's Gate 3. Not on Juneteenth! Are you gonna wear a wife beater? I'm gonna wear my dashiki. I'm supporting my people, bro. You do San Andreas, just remember to limit the frame rate. The game is literally impossible at certain points if you don't. Really? All right. I usually lock yeah, RE5, yeah. I usually lock my frame rate on games anyways, like 120. I have my hot coffee version I purchased 21 years ago. Well, you were a full-grown adult then, so that makes sense. San Andreas is a good choice. That was a good pick. Resident Evil 5, it takes place in Africa. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying I'm not playing it. There's a reason they haven't remade that game. There's a reason they don't want to remake that game. That's wild. Stop calling my birthday Juneteenth. Sorry, pal. Blacks win. You have to move your birthday to a different day. You can't be... shit. Here we go again. This is not a bad idea, guys. I'm fucking proud of this chat. I'm proud of this chat. I'm proud of this chat, bro. You have to be CJ fat as fuck if you're going to play it. What does that mean? What? What does that mean? Huh? What? What does that mean?
Get your hand off my penis!
Damn, boy, he's thick!
I was also an adult 21 years ago. Were you really? Was I an adult 21 years ago? Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Nope. I was a baby. I was 15 years old 21 years ago. I was a baby. I was a little baby. I was just a little boy. Not gonna give it up. It's my day a lot longer than it was made up. BS Holiday. Sorry, pal. Juneteenth has been around for a long time. Low Tech Viking just became a channel member. Hey, welcome to the club. JJ from New York says, I'll wear a wife beater, play Ludacris, and put my boots in the closet in honor of the holiday. Hell yeah. You got Timberlands? Gotta have like the tan boots. Boom, 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 boom. I was already in the Navy. Mike's 36. I am 36 years old. Yeah. I was a little baby.
We would be honored.
Mike, you weren't.
If you would
I
join
was.
us.
What? Well. It's been 160 years. Let's see. It became a holiday in 1980. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you might be right. Maybe you've been around longer. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Get the San Andreas remaster. I do have the San Andreas remaster. Or don't get it. Well, I already have it. What am I supposed to emulate this game? I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I could play Forspoken. I'm not gonna play Forspoken. No, I'm gonna 100% play. We're playing San Andreas. That's what's gonna happen. San Andreas is like the new thing now. Did Far Cry take place in Africa? I don't remember if it took place in Africa. It would be like South Africa, so it doesn't count. I love fried chicken and watermelon. See, I don't really like particularly like. I mean, fried chicken is good if it's not. I don't like boned fried chicken. I want bones in my food. Yeah, they only have the definitive edition or whatever. Right? Yeah. Right? Hold on. Let me look at this real quick. Lee's famous recipe. Dude, Lee's chicken is really good. I might have to gifted sub you if you do a San Andreas series, stream series. Promo code pillow. I mean, oh shit, that scared me. Yeah. Hey, Pre-Dawn Corpse, thank you for the kick. I'm definitely gonna do. Oh shit. Yeah. We're just throwing kicks now, huh? Pre-Dawn Corpse, thank you over on kick. Yeah. Cobra Cast Fig Raid. Hey, shout out. What's up, John Layton? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're gonna definitely do San Andreas. That's the way to go. San Andreas might play better via emulator for the PC port as a mobile port. The touch controls removed? Really? Falcon kick. Yeah. Oh no. Pre-Dawn Corpse, this is gonna be a real thing, isn't it? Falcon kick. Yeah. This is gonna be a whole thing now. Thank you for the kicks. Pre-Dawn Corpse says, Suffer Mike. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. This patch looks much better than the launch version. I'm still sure purists will hate it compared to the OG. Oh, thank you for the 10 kicks. Appreciate you, bro. Do the gang wars in San Andreas was my favorite side quest. Love taking over Los Santos. That's pretty great, actually. Hail 199 Raiders. Hey, shout out. I mean, I know I didn't get raided by Cobra Cast because Jeremy doesn't do that, but yeah. I'm gonna make the symbolic march to the Admiral Station to buy cigarettes for my auntie, and now and later's with the change per my childhood as a black child. This is why we're close. This is why we're friends. Because you get it. You understand the struggle. Jeremy K. Playing on PS2 original the way God intended. I don't have a PS2. I don't have a PS2. Let me see here. You know what? Should we just do it on a PS2? Okay, I'll tell you what. Holy shit, bro. Yo! John Layton! Oh my goodness. For 100 smackaroos.
That's a huge bitch.
Yo! Thank you, John Lane says, hope you and the family are doing good, brother. Just got home from work. Well, I hope you had a good day at work, man. Thank you. Me and the family are doing very well.
Yeah.
Been a busy week, but we made it through. One more day left in the week. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Will Steve Martin be celebrating Juneteenth since he grew up a poor black child?
Fucking kick.
Probably, dude.
Yeah.
Pre-dawn corpse, you're a real problem. Mike ends his stream tomorrow by getting up. Well, I am out of milk. So chat, I will be buying, I gotta go to the store and buy milk tomorrow. You know? Shout out John Layton. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. I'm coming from Cobra Cats to make sure to wipe Trump spank off your bottom lip. If coming from Cobra Cats, that's wild, dude. My buddy John used to make ruckus on Ransom Street. That's wild, dude. My oh, okay, yeah. The PlayStation 2 emulator has enhanced resolution and stuff like Duck Station now. Really? My mailing address. I'll send you my PS2 Slim. Still have them in my basement. All right, I gotta get my PO box ready. I gotta get my PO box. You hosting G&G tomorrow? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Don't check Steam. I didn't send you anything. What? Tur, did you actually send me something? Mink won't be coming back after. Fast Wheels Gaming says, yo, Mike, are you in the Lego sets? I'm not. He's not coming back in.
Fucking kick. Yeah.
I will do Lego stuff. I don't typically buy Legos for myself. My son is thank you for the 10 kicks pre-on corpse. My son is really, really into Legos. So typically, like, I will hang with him while he's building them and stuff. I just never got into them just because most of I just don't always have a place to put them. Like, for the longest time, I didn't have a place to store stuff. And so I just didn't get shit, but it's not I do love Lego shit. So, you should suggest to Gary that you, Ripa, Garrett, and Kata should host FNT tomorrow. That's not a bad idea either. Send the 40K, not Lego. That's wild, dude. I didn't send you anything, so don't check because I definitely didn't send anything. Didn't send something. Turd, I don't like it when you do this. Okay? Because I know you didn't send anything, so I'll get a notification on my phone if you did. Yo, the new Spider-Man ones are fire? Are they? Did they have Spider-Man Legos?
Yeah.
Pre-dawn corpse is out of control right now. Over on Kick. Shout out to my Kick peeps.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Lego.
Fucking kick. Yeah.
Thank you for the kick. Suffabish. Thank you. Cobra Cat started rough, not even because of Trump glazing, but Jeremy turned it to a good end with music talk. Nice. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I didn't know Spider-Man had some official Lego sets coming out. Oh, shit. Are these new? Good, don't check. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna check. Friday night do-rags. I do have a do-rag. I can put my do-rag on too. Bro, we might just go all out for it. We might go all out for this, guys. Like, it's Juneteenth. We got to celebrate. And the Gray Night Paint stream happening. I just got to get a second, I got to get a second, camera. I got to get a second camera. And then I'll put it in there. I don't have like a ton of room on my desk, but if I move my keyboard out of the way, I could set it up right here on my desk and just chill. I'm not going to lower my camera because you'll see how dirty this room is. But like, yeah, I could definitely do that. So, keep the Lego safe from shit. That's wild. Hennessy Cast 199. So you like go and get milk, huh? Well, here's a whole carton of cigarettes. What's up? Tommy says we up late. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now just because Lady Epic needs to get to bed. So, hold on. Let me read this. Rough Night says, John had a dog named Balls, who was named that on account of his giant balls. His dad went to go to make Balls mean for fighting, so we would take him for walks and give him snacks. He liked us. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Fucking kick.
Fucking pre-dawn corpse.
Yeah.
Thank you for the kick, pre-dawn corpse.
Fucking Fucking kick. Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna watch it, turd. You didn't send me anything on Steam, so I'm not watching it. Let's see what it is. Freedom Corpse, are those?
Attention, Spartans.
You know what? This is actually a good one to end on. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it here. Get P.O. Box set up, and I'll send you some of the hot sauce. I said, Beardo, dude, I'm down for it. All right, listen, this weekend, I know I've said this before. Listen to me, chat. I know I've said this before, but you guys got to believe me. It's Juneteenth. You have to believe me because it's Juneteenth. You have to. All right? This is important. You guys got to believe me.
Riding around the block with a Glock. Yo ass finna get shot.
You got to believe me, chat. This weekend, I'm going to get the the P.O. Box set up. Anyone here ever drunk balls? Can't say that I have. No, I appreciate you guys. John Layton, thank you again for the 100, bro. Thank you guys so much for all the generosity tonight with the super chats, the gifted memberships. Thank you for the recommitments. Thank you for the kicks.
Yeah.
Are you going to celebrate your white half on July 4th? Every time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bot Rex. Thank you for the kicks. I appreciate you, bro. Or not Bot Rex. Wow, Pre-Dawn Corpse. Thank you. I know, man, this man's streaming 2 days in a row. No. We're getting it going, bro. We're moving things on again. Give you access to my server to download PS2 games if you need fast downloads. Oh, shit. Okay. Now, I appreciate you. Thank you, Keenan. Have a good night. All right, guys, we're going to call it here. Go check out somebody. Go have a good rest of your night. I'm going to end it on this video that Turd sent me, and then we're going to be out. Juneteenth, I'll be on New Black Street tonight. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern. I could be wrong. Go check out New Black Street if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Talk to y'all soon. Later.
Attention, Spartans. Today we'll be performing a maintenance check on the 2006 Nissan Murano. Just like in combat, preparation is key. Before we begin, make sure you have the appropriate tools and materials, including a new oil filter, oil pan, and funnel. Step 1. Locate the vehicle's oil filter. This is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. But with your enhanced armor and tactical knowledge, you should be able to pinpoint it in no time. Step 2. Remove the old oil filter. This is like taking out a grunt with a plasma grenade. It requires precision and finesse. Be sure to place the oil pan underneath to catch any spilled oil, lest we leave a sticky mess like the flood on Installation 04. Step 3. Drain the old oil. This is where we let gravity do the work, just like how we let gravity help us descend from orbit. Simply unscrew the oil plug and let the oil flow into the oil pan. Step 4. Replace the oil filter.